Hello, everyone. I thought I'd do my COVID nights, days and nights a bit earlier. I just got up from uh, a long 5 or 6 hours uh, a nap, resting, which was nice. So I extended it because I wasn't. The only thing that prompted me to get up was a full bladder, rather than body pain or breathing difficulties, which are there, but it wasn't enough to prompt me to get up yet. Uh, so I this morning I was able to read a little bit, um, not a lot, but a little bit, and then I just became too tired, and I just sort of flipped through the internet or doze in my chair. And that's usually what happens for hours on end. Um, One thing that has changed, I've talked about taste or lack thereof, and smell too. My sniffer doesn't work that well. Um, but the taste, I noticed right from the beginning. As soon as I got COVID, I lost taste completely, except because while I was in the hospital at the time, they gave me apple juice, and I could taste, and the apple juice tasted the same, but nothing else. There was no taste whatsoever. It took me a long time to. I guess I got used to it, but then I think like some sensation of taste came back. Um, it's really hard to explain, but I eventually found that I could taste uh, garlic and even orange juice, like anything that was tangy. I was able to taste it, and I think the reason why is I sort of looked because I realized after drinking some apple juice that I could taste the back of my tongue was able to taste, and that's where you taste sour apparently. And so anything that was sort of tangy I could, but I began to taste other things, but not as I remember. For instance, spicy foods tasted sweet to me, not hot. I could sort of taste sugar, though. I could still taste sugar, a sweetness. Salt, I could. Um, but a lot of other things just tasted very different. But I did notice, or do notice, a different in texture of things, and it's not a taste so much; it's a sensation. So therefore, if I eat one thing, I notice the texture. I've given up sort of taste, going for texture a lot of times. But something's changed. It was changing yesterday, and it's definitely changed today. Now everything seems to taste like vinegar. I was drinking water, and I thought there was something wrong with the water because it tasted like vinegar. No, everything that goes in my mouth now, it tastes like vinegar. Why, after 2.5 years, the change? I don't know. Is it? It could be because I'm being hit so bad by sinus, the allergies, because I do know in the past when I was hit bad, it usually was in the autumn in Canada because of pollen from ragweed, which they don't have here in the UK as far as I know, because I never seem to have issues with it in the autumn, which was really nice. But I used to, in my sort of teens and early 20s, like I really get bad, like I just want to pull my top teeth out, like the pain, the sinus pain that I would get from that. And that's what I'm having now, but without the ragweed. But I did notice then that sometimes my taste went numb, like my tongue, like I didn't have much of a taste anymore. So I wonder if that's it. Well, at least I'm convincing myself that this is what it is, what is causing it, and once this passes, at least I'll go back to. It's preferable. I'd rather go back to no taste than have everything taste of vinegar. It just I don't want to drink any more water. I feel like every single thing that I taste is like, it's like, it's like water with vinegar in it, or pure vinegar. I don't know. It's just not a pleasant taste. I suppose there are some people that drink vinegar, so straight. So for them, it'd probably be heaven. Not for me. But other than that, my leg is still bothering me. As I think I must have said yesterday that it's become infected again. And I am having a low grade temperature, which probably doesn't contribute to me feeling that good either. um, and it's quite painful. It's a weird painfulness because I get in the calf muscle. I get pain deep deep into the calf muscle. Like it's sort of like pretend this is the calf here. So it's like it's around this area here that always is problem. And there's always a deep pain. And then there's a superficial pain that feels like spiders, or something crawling, but hot, like, hot metal or something like hot needles going into, not deep, but into the skin. Which is always fun when that happens. It's yeah, it's fun. Well, I gotta tell myself that anyway. But yeah, so that's sort of the situation of that, and still just feeling lousy. Like I'm not even up to like reading at the moment here now, and even watching stuff. Like I just talking to another friend, and I won't name who it is, but he's been going through COVID, and like he says, he's never been as ill in his life, and like yeah, he just the energy levels are zero, and he can't read for long, the brain fog, or even watch stuff for very long. And yeah, and he's had the inoculations as well, so it's really hitting him for six. If that's I think that's the correct saying. Um, and yeah, so I said, yeah, hopefully it's it clears up, because I really don't wish this on anybody. Well, I do, but not many. Um, but yeah, it's I don't know. It just this will be a refrain through these things. I think of COVID, fuck off. And it's not COVID 19. It's a fuck you uppo. That's what it is. It's a fuck you uppo disease. Uh, and I am getting tired of people asking me, am I watching the coronation? I bloody well am not. I'm not watching some rich people get crowned and want everybody else to kiss their ass, and to spend £100 million. It's probably going to cost for this freaking thing. £100 million of taxpayers' money. Absolutely ridiculous. And as like has been said before, is like, this is supposed to be a democracy. They're supposed to be the head of state in a democracy is supposed to pledge allegiance to the people, not the people to the head of state. That's anyway. Don't get me started. And I suppose it's only because when you're at the opposite end of things, you notice things so much, and especially the way I've been jerked around with the disability. But as I said yesterday, there's a bit of movement there, so the positive thing is that somebody's going to come, and then until they come, and or yeah, well, I can't second guess, but at least that's a good positive move. So I'll just keep that in mind for the moment, and I will end this and say goodbye for today.